There's no such thing as sight reading, but that doesn't mean that some music isn't more difficult to read than other music. That's true. Some texts are harder to read than others. If you're trying to read a legal document, that's probably going to be a tougher read than if you're trying to read a storybook. But either way, the literate people are going to have the advantage. Music's like that too. Some music's harder to read, some's easier. Now, illiterate musicians who just read one note at a time, they'd say, yeah, the slow songs are easier to read and the fast songs are harder. Well, if you think that, then you're just doing it wrong. But if you're musically literate and you're recognizing scales and chords the same way you recognize words in a book because you've learned how to spell them, and then you're shifting your focus to the rhythm where it belongs, well, there's a couple things that will make some music more difficult. The first is the presentation of the key centers. If you're reading music that travels through many different keys, or if those are keys that you don't traditionally see side by side in music, or if those key centers are presented in a way that is not idiomatic to your instrument in regard to the range or the intervals, if you know, those things can give you some problems and make the song a little bit harder. But the second and more important issue is the rhythm. In general, the music that's harder to read is the music that has the hardest rhythm. If you're reading music and your focus is the rhythm, well, the rhythms are harder, and that's going to be a harder song. If you're playing a song in the key of G, and it's all half notes, well, that's going to be easier than if you're playing a song in key of G, and it's 7/8 time with compound meter and ornamentation and trills and turns and articulation variables, right? The rhythm is what makes it harder. So, playing a song with difficult rhythms is like trying to read the tax code. Playing a song with easy rhythms is like trying to read the Cat in the Hat. But either way, the literate people have the advantage. I'm Mark Dooley. I've been a private music teacher for 36 years, focused on practical theory and music literacy. If you'd like to hear more, follow me. If you'd like lessons, contact me. And if you can learn how to read words, you can learn how to read music.